Good morning. I call to order the Thursday, December 17th, Kansas Corporation Commission business meeting to order. We are live streaming from the 1500 Southwest Arrowhead office. Our offices are currently closed and available by appointment only. Today on the agenda, we have 9 consent items and 1 noticed items. Commissioners, you've had the opportunity to review the consent agenda items. Are there any questions or comments? And I'll start with Commissioner French.
No questions, thank you.
And Commissioner Keene.
None for me, thank you. I would move approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
There is a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. The consent agenda, the motion is approved. The consent agenda is adopted. Our second is a noticed item, docket number 20GIMT 086 GIT in the matter of an investigation to determine the assessment rate for the 24th year of the Kansas Universal Service Fund, effective March 1st, 2020. This is an order on petition for reconsideration, motion for continuance, and staff's motion to strike testimony. And our presenter today is Mr. Brian Fedotin.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. On November 5th, the Commission issued an order setting an evidentiary hearing. The RLEX had requested a briefing schedule and an evidentiary hearing on contested factual issues. And the Commission set an evidentiary hearing for December 7th via Zoom, which would be limited to the factual issue of whether staff's calculations were correct. On November 20th, the RLEX filed a petition for reconsideration, seeking reconsideration of the scope of the factual issues to be addressed at the evidentiary hearing, and arguing that the order failed to provide them a reasonable opportunity for discovery and to present evidence as to disputed facts. Specifically, they claimed they were entitled to present evidence that without a replacement source of revenue for any cuts to KUSF support, any order imposing reductions would be unlawful. On December 1st, staff filed a motion to strike some non-responsive testimony on behalf of the RLEX. On December 2nd, the RLEX filed a motion to continue the evidentiary hearing. On December 4th, the pre-hearing officer advised counsel for the parties that the petition for reconsideration, the motion for continuance, and the motion to strike would all be addressed at the outset of the evidentiary hearing. Therefore, on December 7th at the evidentiary hearing, the Commission opened the hearing by hearing arguments on those pending motions. At the RLEX request, the Commission first took up the petition for reconsideration. From the bench, the Commission denied the RLEX petition for reconsideration. Also from the bench, the Commission denied staff's motion to strike and the RLEX motion for continuance. In doing so, the Commission promised to reduce its rulings to a written order, and that's what this order does. It explains that at the hearing, the RLEX emphasized their petition for reconsideration centered on a desire to present evidence that alternative sources of revenue are inadequate to replace lost KUSF support, resulting from the statutory cap. But the RLEX had already been allowed to present evidence of that issue in their initial brief and reply brief. By denying staff's motion to strike portions of the RLEX witness testimony on alternate sources of revenue, that evidence was in the record. Their witness presented his testimony and was cross-examined on the issues of alternative sources of revenue. Therefore, the RLEX petition for reconsideration was moot. Similarly, at the evidentiary hearing, the only grounds the RLEX advanced in support of their motion for continuance was the need for discovery. And this order explains why that didn't warrant a continuance. Essentially, the RLEX had the opportunity to propound discovery months ago and waited till just before the hearing to seek discovery. Again, this order denies the RLEX petition for reconsideration, the RLEX motion for a continuance, and for staff, and denies staff's motion to strike portions of Mr. Meredith's testimony. This is a non-final order. With that, I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Fedotin. Are there questions? Commissioner Keen
None for me, thank you.
and Commissioner French.
No questions. I'll move approval of the proposed order.
Second.
There is a motion and a second to approve the order. All those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. The motion is approved. The order is adopted. Thank you. Gentlemen, are there any other issues to come before the commission? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
There is a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please vote aye.
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 Aye. The motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.